So we're going to talk about how to safely get our tack from our staging spot to our horse in the cross tie area. So depending on how tall, how muscly you feel, how much tack you want to juggle at once, there are a couple different ways to do this. So you can start by taking just your pad and go ahead and leave your girth and saddle here for now. We take our pad over to our horse, hi Red, under our cross tie, don't mind that. And then get our pad set and we go back for our saddle. And you can do this, there's nothing wrong with doing this in 3 trips. If you want to take the girth with you, you can, either over the saddle, over your arm, over your shoulder, or totally fine too, leave it on the back. Here we go. Under the cross tie. And we come back for our girth. Totally fine to do it piece by piece. If you're feeling muscly or ambitious or very, very coordinated, I know I don't feel that way every day, you can do it all in one shot. I usually do it saddle over an arm if I'm doing it all in one, so that I have one hand free for my pad. So I can hold my saddle, get my pad up on my horse, and then follow through with the saddle. What we don't want to do is rely on our half walls for any tack staging. Because as it sits here, these walls aren't meant to hold tack, so you can see how it's sitting crooked. And this is even one of our wider saddles. If I tip it the other way, it doesn't really stay. And if it happens to fall suddenly, which it is likely to, I don't want to damage our tack, so I'm keeping a hand on it. But that becomes a startle hazard for our horses. You might trip over it, your horse could easily trip over it. And if a saddle falls, just like we talked to our students about not dropping helmets, if a saddle falls, we can damage a saddle and have to retire it. And they're even more expensive than helmets. So we want to always, just like we were doing when we were using our staging spaces in the arena, we want to use our staging spaces on the wall to be sure that our tack is nearby so we can grab it, but we can transfer it safely, not dropping anything, hopefully, and not startling any of our horses. If you ever have questions, ask your instructor.